Welcome back, everyone, to session 3 of season 2 of Pandemonium. We are in the Fight for Peace tournament arc, where the group is going to be going up against their, on paper, their hardest challenge yet. It's a little bit of a recap. The Gavels of Evisara have been making their way through Eteria, trying to bring peace to this region after the Eternal Empire has lost its emperor and is trying to keep the factions from tearing themselves apart. And part of that bid, Kosir, the god of celebration, part of the duo known as the Gods of Peace, has put on a tournament. Inviting all comers to come and compete, to celebrate, to fight, and try to come together as one. Put the call out to adventurers, mercenaries, and the likes to compete for his favor. And the Gavels decided to join the fray with last session earning a victory in their first round of the tournament against the former Squad 13, the squad that the Gavels had embarrassed in the past, renaming themselves Fucanis, which is draconic for revenge. They entered the tournament hoping to humiliate the Gavels, but unfortunately, or fortunately, the Gavels were able to triumph over them and earn quite a bit of crowd favor throughout the round, ending with full favor of the crowd. We're able to use that momentum to beat the battle, as well as recruit some new members into the Gavels of Evisara. Afterwards, Kosir did take the group aside and kind of noticing some of the bad blood between them and the Fukana squad, played mediator and allowed for a moment for you guys to squash the beef, have a drink, and rest up a little bit before your next round. And with that, you all drew within their selection of beasties that Kosir had prepared for this tournament. You all drew the dragon turtle. Walking out to the sands of the arena and being told to step onto one of the pillars which had been sunken into the sands, you gradually saw the pillars rise and the sand, the crisp golden sands replaced by water as the arena gradually filled with just this tempest of water, and you start to see shark fins kind of cutting through to and fro. So before we jump into some other pieces, are you guys pretty happy with where you're at?
I think so.
I am content.
What'd you say, Burger?
Sorry if I'm coming in not too well. I said I am content.
Perfect. When you guys hear Kosir's voice kind of cut through the crowd, you look up and you see the halfling god, golden eyes just glowing with a big golden mug in his hands, and he goes, "All right, my friends, this is going to be a showstopper, potentially. The Gavels of Evisara, the ones who triumphed over the Fukana squad, is now going to try their hand at the dragon turtle. Courtesy of the goddess Y of water, we've been able to bring a dragon turtle along with this fantastic aqua to this tournament, along with other few beasties in the water as well, just to keep it interesting. Will the Gavels of Evisara be able to triumph? Will they be able to overcome this monstrous foe? Grab a drink and find out. And for any of you bleeding hearts, this dragon turtle, along with the other beasties, will not be hurt. We'll make sure it is a-okay at the end of the day." But with that, you see kind of the water reaches its zenith. You see kind of around you the 5 pillars kind of sticking noticeable through the water. But as I mentioned last time, the water's still up to about knee height on these pillars. So you're still wading through it. No impacts to your speed or anything. But I need 2 dice rolls. One person roll a d4 and the other a d6.
Okay, I'll do the D4.
All right. 3.
I got the D6.
2. Perfect. So you guys see Kosir kind of snap his fingers, and you see a couple of things happen all at once. You see kind of almost bursting from the water this enormous dragon turtle. You see like his shell is just rippled with spikes and ridges. His eyes have a glacial blue to them, pale skin, and just powerful both claws upon its flippers, as well as just these vicious looking teeth as this beast comes out of the water with steam just evaporating off of its mouth. As you look at him, you see kind of from the corners of the arena, you see these sharks kind of just cutting through the top as you recognize the brine sharks emerging from the waters. And we're gonna have everybody roll initiative. Oh, and just for transparency's sake, the 2 die rolls you had, we're seeing which spot wouldn't have a brine shark and which pillar the dragon turtle would come near. If you guys had rolled one of the ones you were on, because went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 3 being the middle one, the dragon turtle would have started near you all, but luckily it's one that's not too close to you. Close to the people that wanted to be near it, we'll say. So let me grab everybody and turn on initiative. And for any viewers who didn't watch last time, the group is able to utilize the tournament rules to earn favor. So nat 1s, nat 20s. 1s will reduce your favor, 20s will raise them for either the beast or the companions or the gavels. But the gavels can also do special kind of actions to hype up the crowd, going against a hard check for their DC, and on a success, getting a point of favor, which will get some pretty cool bonuses. Oh, and let me do that. I almost forgot about that. All right. So you see the dragon turtle is just primed for it. You hear him bellow with this roar as he comes out. And he goes, "I dedicate this to my goddess. Why? Feel the sea's fury." And you see this dragon turtle start to swim forward. And as he moves, you see the waters begin to move with him. And you see just this massive wave emerging behind him. And he goes, "Be swept away with wise power." And he's going to unleash a tsunami.
Okay, so it's hot. So that's good to know.
He's going hard quick. Good lord.
I love the fact he said, "I dedicate this fight to."
Oh.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. The 2 strongest people are right next to it, like in front of it, right? So.
Oh, luckily a little too far out still for the rest.
Ooh.
Jake and Hyena, give me a DC 27 reflex saving throw.
Oh my god. Okay. And all right, so Bulwark can help because there is damage to this.
Oh, oof.
That's never a good sign. Oh, so close.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so you guys are going to take 26 bludgeoning damage. You just see this massive wave crash out over the kind of the column that's holding you guys up, battering into you. You see the dragon turtles smile, and with these guys being back to back, you see another thing happen right at the same time. As that massive tsunami goes through, you see the waters almost seem to like bounce back and about to reverberate, and you see kind of he launched the wave one way, and you see from the other end of the stadium, Y doubles his fury and unleashes a wave herself. Let me post that in. For anybody without a swim speed, make me a DC 20 reflex saving throw.
All right. I assume that's everyone. Ooh.
Hyena, nice.
Oh shit. Oh, that one may not apply. What's the DC?
20.
Okay, yeah, and it's
Oh,
non-damaging
good.
effect. Nice. Yeah, so bow arc I think doesn't apply in my case. In Mockery's case, it was a nat 20, so.
Oh yeah, so this one is if you get a success, there's no effect. So this one only gets you on a failure or a crit fail. So Hyena, Jeet, Will succeeding on that one. Wisteria, just Wisteria. All right, you are knocked. Where is Wisteria at?
I think I want to use this. No, I'm gonna save it. Never mind. Think about using it here, but I'm good.
You are knocked off the perch. You feel this wave wash over you, pushing you into the waters below. For anybody that's not used to the Pathfinder rules, if you are in the waters and you don't have a swim speed, you are off guard. So you feel that just a little off of your guard as you kind of hit those waters and just unfamiliar sensation. Dragon Turtle environment. Will, you are up.
Hey. All right. Oh, quick question. Does a natural 20 on a save also apply to the favor stuff?
It does.
Because Mockery got a nat 20 on that save.
Nice. Yeah, so you gain 1 point of favor for that.
Hey, we did it. We're doing it. We're
Job.
Yippee!
All right. So at the start of the battle, I would like to cast Angelic Halo. And let me do I'm going to take the Angelic Blood Magic on myself. Can I just drag that? Yeah, I can. Awesome. And then that's my first action. My second thing I'm going to do, I think, for now is I'm just going to cast... let's cast Heroism on Mockery.
All right.
And that's my 3 actions.
Perfect. How does that all look?
But as always, well, not always, as always, as he has often done at the start of the battle, a sort of a halo of gold sort of appears above Will's head and then spreads out to encompass a 15-foot emanation, and then he turns over to Mockery and just puts his hand on his on Mockery's back because Mockery's huge, and you just hear Rashanael's voice echoing through your mind that just says, matter-of-factly, as if just saying it makes it so, you will succeed. And that'll be my turn.
Solid. Hysteria, you are up. You're
Alright.
churning in the waters at the moment.
I don't like that. I'm gonna use my movement speed to take a stride and get back onto the tower. And then, so that was one action. Second action will be mark the dragon turtle as my person of interest, which lets me devise a stratagem as a free action.
Solid.
Would it have been possible to do that before the battle? Because we knew we were going to be fighting a dragon turtle?
It probably has to, I think that requires like...
I think you have to see it, yeah.
Okay.
Choose a creature you can see. Yep. All right. I feel like this thing's gonna have pretty high armor class. I don't know if a 10 is gonna cut it. All right, so I'm going to choose the skill stratagem. So I'm not going to attack this turn. And I'm not going to do the free action recall knowledge because I want to save that for a turn when I'm going to attack. So for my third action, I'm going to try to rile up the crowd and say, I'm a Talon orc. I grew up on dragon turtles. I know all their weak spots, and try to appeal to my orc lore, and my heritage there.
Go for
And
it.
since, all right, and I'm gonna add a +1 for my skill stratagem since that's involving the dragon turtle. In favor. Hey.
Solid.
Beautiful.
You hear the crowd kind of cheering as you make your way back onto the dry land and kind of issue out that challenge to the dragon turtle, and the crowd shifts once again towards your favor. All right, Jeet, you're up.
Ooh, okay, just in time. All right, let's see. 10. Yes, 15 is right on top of that thing. Cool. I will do a leap with athletic rush. So, where's my spellcasting? There, focus point there.
Oh.
Perfect.
Is he jumping on the thing's back?
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Oh, dude.
So, because of the tailwind spell, I have 30-foot movement speed. So my regular leap is, also athletic rush. My regular leap is 15 feet, so I can get to that square. And I'm just going to describe like what he's trying to do, and then you let me know what outcome happens.
Definitely.
So he gets over there, and just as he's falling on this creature, he will try and grapple it. A big question. Is it huge or gargantuan?
It's just huge.
Oh, okay, this is the largest size creature I can tackle. So, here goes nothing.
Huh?
Oh,
Nice. Was it by the gladiatorial favor too? Is what pushed you to that success. So you could definitely grab on and kind of hang on to its back and grapple it.
yes.
Incredible.
Okay. Yes. So it does look to the audience like he is getting bigger, or at least he's able to just like reach around and grab the turtle in ways that you wouldn't think anyone of his size could. And in the future, he might actually be able to get bigger. So now that he's here, we already have 2 favor. All right, I'll do the safe thing and last action ratio.
All right. Perfect. All right, you are up. You see Jeet grappling onto this huge giant turtle. The crowd is kind of cautiously cheering the Gavel's name. What do you do?
I am.
If you delay to after Mockery, I can give you that damage bonus from Martial Aura.
I will delay my turn.
All right. Mockery, you're up.
All right. Very first thing Mockery is going to do is get that Aura of Dread going. So let me roll that intimidation. Is that one enough?
It's just under Adley, yeah. Because it's an easy DC for your level, which I'm pretty sure is 20. I don't have it in front of me, but I'm like 80% sure.
I will use a hero point on that because I definitely want that up ASAP.
There you go. For a
Heck yeah.
feat, one thing I'd recommend taking a look at, especially now that it's an easy DC, Assurance, you can just pretty much just say it's up. Especially since there's no crit success anymore either.
Oh yeah, that's right. I need to look into that right there. So from here, yep. Mockery will then use a action to command Hyena, and just to go over it for the audience, how do we swim?
So luckily these are pretty calm waters at the moment. So you can just do it without using the athletics action. You can move half your normal speed.
Oh, heck
Swim.
yeah.
Yep.
So that'll be 40 feet down to 20 for Hyena. Oop. One moment. Using the trackpad, so I can't quite measure it out like that. That will do. So Hyena's going to jump into the water, go after this turtle, and he's going to go for a bite.
Perfect.
And it's piercing damage because it's a bite.
Yes. Unfortunately, this is a hyena we are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you see it just planks off of the dragon turtle shell, just
gnawing on the shell.
It's got a little doggy paddle going.
Yeah, he's trying his best.
Doggy paddle.
Well, yeah. So, Mockery is going to try and impress the crowd with just... He heard that dragon turtle roar, and he heard him dedicate this fight to his god. He's not going to dedicate this one to the Infernals, instead yelling out, "I dedicate this fight to the Gavels!" And he'll let out a roar of his own.
All right. Give me an intimidation check. Oof. Just misses it.
I did have the gladiatorial favor on that one. Damn. Yeah, so that will be Mockery.
Crowd still cheering for you, but unfortunately they weren't moved by that declaration. But yeah, you see the hyena trying its best to swim and gnaw at it. Reminder, I put it on there already. Your hyena is off guard in the water. Belric, you are up.
Okay. This won't be the sexiest turn, but I am going to sorry. I'm going to cast Hunted Prey on this brine shark in the bottom right near the three of us, and then I'm going to Hunted Shot said shark. Let me target the shark. I feel like these guys are just going to be a nuisance. Have my short bow out. Alright. Here will be attack 1. Does that hit?
Oh, that hits, yeah. Gladiatorial disfavor. Actually, it would hit either way. But still.
And this will be the second. Should be a miss. Alright. And then I'm going to command Red. I'm going to use my third action to command Animal, and I'm going to command Red, my hawk, to fly over here. And what does Red do? He's going to do a Talon Strike.
Perfect. That will hit. So with that being slashing, with him being in the water, so you have a -2 penalty since it passes through. Luckily, he's not all the way submerged, but that would still hit even with that. Solid.
Nice. That's my turn.
How about all that look?
So everything obviously is going on with the dragon turtle. Belric kind of just turns his attention over to the right, sees the shark lurking, and then he kind of like winks towards his eagle and nods at him. So he fires 2 bows, hits him with one pretty well, and then the eagle darts over and then just nails him with his talons and gets him injured.
Perfect. And that shark is bloodied after those arrows and the talons. That shark is up, and unfortunately, Red is low to the water. You see these, think of Jaws. This thing pops out of the water. You see these rows of fangs, and he tries to sink his teeth into the eagle. Oh, they named it Jaws. All right. But luckily that will miss the eagle. It tries again. Oof. All right. You see that first one, red, is like, it's a bird. It's fast. It sees Jaws popping out, but like Jaws extends just a little bit further out of the water, clamps down on one of its wings. Crit damage, a nat 20 crit damage. And you hear the crowd like oohing as this goes through, as he grabs this bird, just like surprised that he got this off. And a little bit of crowd favors comes through. He does 20 damage to red, and he is going to try to grapple or grab the bird. But luckily, you're good on that side. You see he tries to kind of pull the bird down, but red is able to free its wings. You see the brine shark sink back into the water. All right, which one is this? That's this guy. All right, you see this thing cutting through the water. It is going to use 2 actions to make it a hyena. One of the things those who are observant can see, like this thing, the brine sharks are pretty quick. It used 2 actions, but the smart ones of you would know that it probably did. It needed very little of that second action to make its way there. Oh, and Burger, I think you forgot to put heal hyena.
No, that's from him taking damage earlier.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was in the way of the tsunami. All right, yeah. So he's 2 actions again. Shark launches out with its jaws.
It may try. No, it definitely tried and succeeded.
Being damage. How's
hyena's down.
Oof. Yeah, you see the shark bites into hyena. You see hyena start to sink into the water.
Mockery just gives a look to Kostia like, hyena's gonna be fine, right? He doesn't say anything, but he looks worried.
Kosir gives you a wink, but then kind of points back to the battlefield like, it is fine, but you should pay attention. It's fine. All right, the bride shark. Yeah, it's going this way. You see Belric, this shark, just bursting through, like just cutting through the water, making its way towards you. Like no subtlety, just probably one of the faster swimmers you as a dwarf have probably seen. It comes at you and it launches out with its jaws and strikes.
Oh no.
It'll hit. Luckily, it used both of its actions, so it can't grab you, but you see it bite into you, kind of tearing off a piece of your armor as it chews. The enemies are all grouped up.
These things ain't nothing.
All right. Oh yeah, he's grabbed. Sujit, you hear this turtle bellow. He goes, unhand me. And he is going to... Yeah, he's got Draconic Fury.
Jeet's like, fire versus water. You know which wins. Forgetting for a second which wins.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You see the dragon turtle kind of pauses for a second, confused, and then just shakes its enormous head and lashes out. First trying to bite you, kind of just whip its head around to grab you off of its shell. That'll hit. 14 damage, and then it just lashes out with its 2 claws. Hit and a miss. So you see it just slashing at its back, trying to pull Jeet off of it, and leashes out with a crunch. Jeet, how are you looking?
single digit HP, so not great. But this is what he expected.
You see, he is growling. You almost see him lift his claw again to strike. But he goes, I am blessed by the goddess. Why? The waters obey. And you start to see like the storm start to churn around him. You see the waters bubble. You see the wind pick up as he casts Conjure Storm and a 30-foot emanation around himself. All right, that is his turn. The environment does not have an action for round 2. Will, you are up.
All right. I had other plans, but now I would like to get close to help Jeet out a little bit. Here's what I'm gonna do.
If you have something better to do, I can take care of myself for 1 round. But that's up to you.
Okay. I'll delay it 1 round then. All right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use a spell I have not yet cast. Angelic Wings.
Nice.
And this time the bloodline magic I'm going to use is the one that makes me move 5 feet. So I would like to just move just 1 square. You know what? I'm going to go 1 square up, actually.
All right.
Just like you see Will, golden illusory, like translucent wings erupt. 6 of them erupt out from Will's back as his eyes begin to gleam even brighter, and he just floats up 5 feet up off the ground, and then so that's my first 2 actions, and my last action is just going to be Rashanael saying, "Bear witness to our power," and I'm going to appeal to the crowd.
Right.
This is quite possibly the coolest shit I've ever done in my life. I'm gonna use religion, I think. Unless do you think diplomacy makes sense in this case?
I would say either religion or performance.
Okay, religion is better. Let's do it. Oof, that's not gonna be enough. Do we have any of those? Got any of them re-rolls left on that?
2.
You have 2, if I remember right.
Might be worth saving those for natural ones, but
True. You're right. All right. In that case, that is going to be my turn, and I will fly closer to you to help next round, Jeet.
Area, you are up.
all right. So first, the turtle is still grabbed by G, right?
That's right.
Okay. I'm going to free action devise a stratagem on it. It's not a good roll. I'm still going to choose attack stratagem, but target the shark instead and use my free action recall knowledge on the shark. Where is that macro? And I'm trying to see what the shark's weakest save is.
You will, since it's off guard, and its weakest save is reflex.
All right, I'll shout out these sharks may be quick, but they can't dodge attacks very well.
Hold on, let me check. Actually, for the sharks, the weakest save is will. I was not paying attention. I was not.
I see it. Yeah, I'll say your scarier spells will probably be most effective, and then so that was free action. I'm gonna take a shot at that shark, and this is the poison shot that we talked about. And where is that?
That'll hit.
Oh, it didn't have the off guard, so if 27 is a crit, that's a crit. But if it's not,
it's not a crit, but definitely will hit.
cool. All right, so I'll roll sneak attack, 13, and then the poison. Let's see. So I assume it needs to make that fortitude save.
Perfect. And which shark were you rolling at again?
The one next to the dragon turtle.
One next to Dragon Turtle. Perfect. It will fail. Give me some damage. It just regular failed, so it'll be that first stage.
All right.
Quickly gotta look up what enfeebled does.
You see it shakes off the poison.
Okay. Oh, I should have done this before my attack, but I mean, I still hit. I'm going to try to rile up the crowd again. And my third action is going to be a second shot. So I'm like showing off how quickly this crossbow can fire off at long range into water. And it's really just the best weapon that's ever been invented.
Just correct.
It's crafting. Okay. Nice.
Sweet, that'll crit succeed.
Sheesh.
Can somebody post the favor rules again? I can't find them.
If you go to tournament,
Thank you.
Okay, so
Oh,
two
man.
favor. Nice. All right, now I'll make my second attack on the shark. Oh, wait, wrong button. Attack penalty, and I'll be put in the off guard this time.
nice, that'll hit.
All right, let's attack. Cool. Yeah, so she kind of puts one knee down and like lines up the shot and is following the shark as it quickly swims and then fires a shot and then quick reload, cock the next bolt and then fire the shot again, and blood starts coming out of the water. That's not our allies.
You see the blood stain the water, and the crowd kind of cry out, "Gavels, gavels!" as they start to get a little bit more hype as you guys go up against the impressive beast of the goddess of the sea. And Yeet, you're up.
Okay. In a fit of bravado, I had shouted out that I can take care of myself for a bit. Let's find out if that's actually true. I will cast a 2-action heal with verbal and somatic components. So if it has a manipulate trait.
It raised its paw, but unfortunately it can't do anything.
All right.
Back.
I might just okay, cool. Yes. In that case, yeah.
Ooh, high roll.
Yeah. Oh my god. Unbelievable. Okay. So now being, how cocky do I want to be? Should raise my shield again, but at the end of this turn, the grapple will break automatically. So I will. I am right next to it.
Breaks, you will go back in the water, so you'll have the off guard piece. If you break the grapple.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true. Those are both very true points. So let us try. Last time I succeeded on an 8. Yeah, I know there were a lot of modifiers, but I succeeded on it. So let's try and redoing the grapple.
You guys have 2 favors. The crowd is
Also
cheering,
that,
a little pumped up.
yes. All right, now. Can I do it without athletic might? Let's find out. Yes.
You absolutely can.
You see this dragon turtle is just astounded. It did not expect to be held in place by a creature so much smaller than it. It is growling. It is pissed. He goes, "I am going to drown you."
It probably is. With this, the storm that's swirling around it, she's like, "Your water does not," and then he like swallows a bunch of it. Just stay right there. And that's his turn.
Mockery, you're up.
All right. So, can he reach the shark from where he's standing? Since it's
Oh yeah. Because remember, there's
Alright.
water, and you guys are like knee deep in water, so these things can swim up.
I see. So, great sword with piercing on. He's going to start swinging at the shark.
Swing away.
Ooh, actually, you know what? Actually, let's get a intimidation check on the shark. Let's demoralize the shark.
And one thing I do want to mention real quick, just in case it changes your turn, roll me 1d6. This is for hyena.
All right,
You
1d6.
see hyena's ooh. You see hyena's paw like from the water, and he sank real bad. He is. You look at him down. He is at the bottom of the Coliseum floor. He sank 50 feet.
All right, we're
Oof.
rip.
Rip, we ain't getting it back.
He's gonna be
Mockery.
fine.
Mockery's got like big eyes, a little watery from that. Like, oh. He looks back up to go see him just for a split second. Like, are you sure? Before he will demoralize this shark. Damn.
What does Mockery do to intimidate the shark as he sees his pet and friend sink?
He just watched his dog sink to the bottom of an arena. Dude is pissed. He gives the shark the look like he's the one who drug hyena into the bottom of the water. Like that shark is about to be made into sushi.
Alright.
Mockery now has a vendetta against all sharks.
Solid. That is a crit success. So it is frightened 2.
All right, frightened 2. Let's give the great sword a swing. Damn. That did not include the frightened
2 on it. I'm not sure how far off that was.
It also did not include the heroism they gave you.
It did not.
So that will definitely hit. It would have hit without the frightened 2. Actually, no, it hits with the frightened 2. Never mind. I forgot that I already reduced CC. So yeah, make sure you add your heroism in, and then give me some damage.
Will,
drag
can you
the
post
heroism?
heroism again so I can drag down?
Yeah, let me post it again.
All right, I thought it.
Let me give the damage.
Ulrich has that too,
18
correct?
damage.
Heroism? No, it's just Mockery. I decided to give it to Mockery because I thought he might need it.
Let's see here, and you know what? Get the crowd's attention or swing again. I think this time Mockery's gonna swing again.
Get some damage out.
Rolled the wrong one. Need to do the multi-attack.
Ooh, you did both, man. You did both.
Nice.
Oh wait, maybe not.
Did that crit it? Oh, so that's what you hit the. Is that with the?
Yeah.
No, that's with the multi-attack penalty. You're good. Yeah, give me some crit damage.
Got him.
Heck yeah. Let's get that critical
Nice.
damage.
How do you obliterate this shark?
Holy.
So Mockery looks to this thing like it's the one that just sent his buddy to the bottom of the sea to Davy Jones' locker, and he takes the hook of his greatsword, stabs it right into its like back fin, and will basically yeet the thing into a nearby wall with his greatsword, letting it dunk off of that.
Nice.
And that's gonna be Mockery. God damn.
Alright, Belric, you're up.
Okay. I've got hunted prey on this brine shark on the right, so I am going to take 2 shots. Here will be the first.
Crit hit, nice.
Maybe this poor fella.
think. Yeah. Take it down.
Having seen what Mockery just did to this other shark, and having seen this shark hit his companion Red, like I just draw back an arrow, and I'm super focused, and I hit him right between the eyes, and then you just see like it's just an instantaneous death, the perfect arrow shot, and the shark sinks. And then from there. I don't really know what to do. I'm going to try and gain favor. So I guess the first thing I'll do is I'm going to I'll take an action to move my hunted shot at the giant sea turtle, or the sea dragon, or what is it? Water.
Dragon turtle.
Dragon turtle. Okay. So my hunted shot will be on him, and then I'm going to do kind of like something. I'm gonna like go down towards the water and start attempting to like, I don't know, like kind of get a whirlpool going, and then move my hand up and like have the whirlpool kind of majestically go up. So like it's nothing huge, but I'm gonna try to do a nature check, maybe impress the crowd.
Go for it.
All right.
I'll succeed.
Yes.
You hear the crowd kind of seeing the water clinging to your hand. You hear the crowd just go wild. You guys are now at kind of phase 3. So at the start of each of your turns, or it has to be on your turn, you'll gain a free hero point. The enemies will also gain frightened at the start of their turn. Perfect. I think you've got one action left, don't you?
No, because I moved my hunted shot, so I attacked, hunted shot, and then did my flavor thing.
Perfect. All right. The bride shark decides to leave the Jeet for its boss. It's spending 2 of its actions to cross the seas. In Mockery, you see it glaring at you, the blood of its brother still on your sword, and you see it launch out with its jaws.
It is frightened.
Oh, sure, it is frightened, so -1 from that. That'll still hit.
Actually, wait. -1 from that. That wouldn't hit. Mockery's AC is 27 right now.
Oh, sweet. Oh, it was targeting hyena. Sweet. So it tries to bite you, but luckily the crowd and its own fear holds it back. And you are unharmed at the end of its turn.
Hell yeah. Mockery's not giving these sharks an inch.
And you see the dragon turtle is furious. You see the waters bubbling around it, and it kind of like looks longingly at the crowd of people, but unfortunately it needs to deal with this meddlesome priest on its back. It is going to you see it just unleash a full draconic fury. You see claws, bites, all just lashing out at you, trying to its best to just rip you down. But you do see a bit of fear in its eyes as it hears this thundering crowd cheering for the gavels, impairing its efforts slightly. It's jaw, claw, claw. Nice. 2 of them will miss. Only the jaws hit.
It's too powerful.
23 as it just bites into you, trying its best to wrest you from its back. All right. Will, you are up. Where'd my environment go?
Get your
Alright.
hero point.
Hey, the hero point. Dope. This maelstrom thing is still going on, right?
It is. Yep.
Great, that's bad for me. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look over at Mockery and Belric. I'm like, y'all can handle this, right? But without waiting for an answer, he is going to fly 35 feet. Oh, snap. I gotta measure it first. All right, right there. All right. Just zoom with his 6 glowing golden wings over here. And I think Mockery just out of range of like most of my stuff. Not Mockery, Jeet. So I think I will I'm gonna stride again and go this direction so that I can hopefully make it so AoEs will be harder to line up. Yeah, let's go there. Hold on, unless. Yeah, okay, I'm just within 30 feet of Jeets. Okay, so that's 2 actions. Unfortunately, I can't do anything crazy cool. So for my last action, I'm just going to give guidance to Jeets.
Solid. How does that look?
This time it's just Will. It's like, holy shit, Jeet, this is the craziest thing I ever seen you done. You can't be stopped. It's not even Rashawn Ailes' voice this time.
Nars power isn't just in the and more water.
Mysteria, you are up.
All right, I'm gonna use my free action, devise a stratagem. Come on. You know what? I'm gonna use my free hero point to reroll.
Oh yeah.
Okay, hold on. I think I need to remove the effect and then let's try it again. That looks better. I will. It's off guard because of grappled, so I will take a shot. Go.
Nice, all right.
Attack. Ooh. 2 8s on the 2d8. And then second attack. Dang. And then third action, I'll try to hype up the crowd. Let's see. Maybe I'll do some, I'll kind of take a step forward, fire the first shot, and then do a backflip and fire the second shot as soon as I land and try to pull off an acrobatic maneuver.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Solid.
Nice. Huge.
The crowd is fully bought in. They're chanting gavels as you guys are just cleaning up the sharks, getting some damage in on the dragon turtle, but definitely doing it with flair. So they're just pumped. You hear the stadium rattling from their cheers, claps, and stomps. With that, G, you are up. You guys are on round 4 now. Or favor 4, I should say. So roll 1d10 and take that in temp HP.
Oh, I love this crowd. Okay, Jeet is first going to attempt to just regrip the turtle to continue the grapple. All right. I'll use a hero point if I have to. I don't have to use a hero point.
Nice.
Okay, and then now this is the big risk, just because Raphael and Will are nearby. I will look the dragon turtle in the face, right? Like maybe I'm upside down a bit or sideways, but there's at least one eye-to-eye contact happening, and I will say, "You think a water breath is scary? Watch this." And even though I had used up all my fireballs, just for the heck of it, I had prepared one 3rd level breathe fire. And I know the water rules are active, but I will still just like fully breathe fire onto its face.
Perfect. Give us some
Yes.
damage.
Yes. Damn, that's
Oh.
Ah,
You see, like, as you start to breathe the fire, like almost a wave comes up, perfect timing, covering the dragon turtle, and he goes, Nara's flames have no power here in the domain of Y.
blast it! I forgot water beats fire. That's my turn.
Alright.
Was that a
It's still grappled up. Mockery, you are up.
nat 20 on its roll?
Oh, was it a nat 20?
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, that was a nat 20,
Oh, it
unfortunately.
was. Okay.
Yeah, so you see the crowd, like, just as that wave comes through, the blessing of its god is protecting it. It definitely shifts the favor down. They're still chanting gavels, a little less louder, a little less shaking of the stadium as it goes through.
All right, first thing Mockery's going to do
but you do get the hero.
is
Yeah.
heck yeah. First thing Mockery's going to do is look at this shark, eyes narrowing with that intimidating glare, as his eyes flick between the shark and the splotch on the side of the arena, letting it track that movement. So 23 to intimidation.
That'll succeed.
Heck yeah. And now, let me make sure I'm targeting it. A swing and a swing.
Nice.
First one?
Well, hit your damage first. Yeah, hit your Solid roll. Good with those crits today. Paste another shark.
So Mockery just this time he takes his blade and rakes it across the column he's standing on to get a nice underhand like strike onto the shark and brings it out of the water for a second before kind of rotating his shoulders to bring it right back in on the other side of the column.
Nice.
And then he's going to look to the crowd and he's going to try and earn a point for us. As let's see here, can he roll performance? That being a part of what he just did, pasting 2 sharks.
Go for it.
All right, performance 27.
For a moment, the crowd dimmed, but it is back up to a full-on roar. Stadium shaking, just pure gavels, pure enthusiasm. You guys are back up to 4 favor. Belric, you get a hero point and 1d10 of temp HP.
Right, great. I've had my short bow drawn. So to draw out my longbow, is that 1 action or 2?
Well, if you just want to drop your short bow, 1 action. If you want to like stow it, it'll be 2. Then the one thing I will say is you guys are in an arena, so like you have to worry about coming back for your gear.
All right, I was gonna say like it's in the water, but yeah. All right, I'm just gonna drop it then and unsheath my longbow, and then I'm going to take a hunted shot. So I'm gonna take 2 shots at our buddy. I don't think I've used this longbow before, so you see he draws out this longbow that's the size of him or bigger.
Nice.
It's 5 feet. That's huge. All right, I'm trying to figure out how to shoot this thing now.
Dwarf of the Great Bow reminds me of Anilon,
Yeah. Hold on. Drop. go. Cool. All right. What?
Nice. A hit and a miss on that one.
All right, so here's my damage for the. I'm gonna use my hero point on that second one, but I have to check.
Yeah, point him up.
Yeah, so here's my. That's damage on the first, and then here's gonna be my second shot reroll. Yikes!
Oof.
Not on that one though.
Not on that one, luckily. Luckily, it was a hero point roll too, so the higher one would have played.
Okay, cool. And then I'm going to command my animal, and he's gonna start flying up. How far can he go? Actually, 60 feet. Flying. What is this? This green aura? Is this like this?
So the dragon turtle is like kicking up this compressive storm. So you see like a torrent of rain, churning waters around it. For creatures, I think it's flying as well. Let me confirm, but definitely creatures that are swimming. It is difficult terrain. Let me post that again just to be sure. I think it's flying, but I'm not positive. Yep, flying.
All right. So if I tried flying toward him, would it? What do I have to do?
It'll half your speed.
Okay. So I can go 120, and this is 90. So that would work, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go right next to Jeet with Red. He's 15, 20 feet in the air. Cool. And that's my turn.
Solid. The brine sharks are dead. The dragon turtle is up. Jeet has managed to hang on, keeping this dragon turtle locked in place.
Love it.
Is there enough around it? I'm just gonna hold it for right now. You see, it is just growling. You see the seas churning. He goes, "Follower of Nar, this will be the last time you hold to my back." It is gonna release another draconic fury against Jeet, snapping with its jaws, followed by its claws. So he bites into Jeet, crunching through armor, slashes once with his claw, slashes twice. Luckily, they will miss. Third action. Oh, what could he do? Yeah, he's going for it. He's going to try to slash at you once again. Luckily, can
Barely.
through his armor. At 6, so that will hit first hit for 18 damage. But G, you are holding strong through this. This thing is furious. You just see its eyes are bulging out at the situation it finds itself in. All right, Will, you are up.
All right. Hold on.
Very
How's Jeet
briefly,
looking.
I just want to say how badass this fight is going so far.
Yeah, this is so sick.
The favor makes a huge difference. All right, so I gain another hero point. I have 3 of them now, so I really got to make sure I use these.
And
You have to do
D10.
10 damage to it.
Oh yeah, let me roll a d10 real quick.
So yeah, the little bit of bloody snout from this.
D10. I gain 3 temporary hit points. Is there a defined way to do that in Foundry? Or shield HP is a it's not.
You got like temp right next to your regular.
Oh, it's right there. Right. Yep, 3. I'm so powerful it can't be stopped. All right. So the first thing I would like to do is I want to try to Bon Moth this guy. It's been a while since I did it.
Nice. We know it speaks our language.
Yeah, I was thinking it because I wasn't going to be able to do this, but if he can understand me, then that's a natural 1 though. So I'm definitely using a hero point.
Where's the hero point? Yeah.
Hold on. It won't let me re-roll it using the hero point the simple way, so I'm just gonna click the button again. Yeah, I gotta do it again. Go. That's better. How's that do?
That will succeed.
Yes. Okay, so it's it has a -2 penalty to its will's DC.
Nice. And what do you say?
I should have really thought about this ahead of time. I think Will's just gonna say to the creature, "How you letting a tiny little thing like that armored man hold you at bay?"
It is thrashing. It is furious at this.
All right. Let me get rid of that hero point I used, and then I am going to cast a spell on it now that it is in the prime position to be affected by all my cool fear stuff. I think its DC might still be high, but hey. Let's let me do an... You know what? What am I saving it for? Let's do my cool big spell. Let's do Agonizing Despair.
Yeah.
Do what now?
Agonizing Despair. This is my most recently picked up spell. Ooh, all right. I'm going to use Whammy on it, actually, to force it to re-roll.
There we go. All right.
I get one of these a day.
Nice.
Oh,
still
what's the DC
succeeds.
again? Oh, so it still succeed. But still, it is frightened. How does that look, Will? How does that all go off?
The first thing I said was just Will in trying to, throw it off of its game. But the second thing that it says, that he says, is Rashanael's voice. And it just says, "Your strength falters. Your body fails you." And because he says it, it becomes true.
Perfect. And don't forget your damage.
And the damage. I forgot it does damage.
Come on.
All right. Is he automatically going to apply my my cool extra sorcerer stuff? Ooh, very low roll.
Yikes. That's a terrible roll.
Okay, it did not apply my sorcerer cool dope stuff, so that's going to be an additional 3 damage on that. Because of
I think it gets halved because it's a...
Oh yeah. So it would have been a total of
10?
Oh, I forgot to have the damage too.
It would be 11. Yeah, it would be 11 damage halved total.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
we've made this the most confusing way that it could possibly have been.
You see the turtle is bleeding. He's not
Oops,
bloodied
didn't mean
yet.
that again.
You
My
guys
bad.
are starting to get some damage off on him. Sick. Wisteria, you are up.
All right. If I get my 10 hit points and a hero point, and then we're gonna devise a stratagem. I'm gonna use a hero point to reroll that. Not better. You said I keep the higher.
The higher of the two.
All right. Let me.
Give it a shot.
Yeah. It does have a lot of stuff on it, so I'll take that attack. Roll 9, favor, and it's got frightened and off guard already. Cool. Hey, that's a hit.
Nice.
13. And then I will use my next 2 actions to pull out the empty magazine and retrieve a new one. And on my next turn, I'll be able to replace the magazine with that 3rd reload action.
G, you are up. You are on the back of this dragon turtle, single-handedly holding this thing back. What are you doing?
It's insane. Absolutely insane.
Every time it comes to my turn, I look at my hit points, and then every time I look for where Will is in the initiative. Okay, I have to heal. There's something cool offensively I could do, but I'm going to go for my last 2-action heal. This is the, I think, first time I may be tapped out on the Divine Font, but Nar's fire, maybe water can stop it, but it can't stop it from going internally. So, yes.
Solid.
Right, I'll be healing you from now on then.
Cool.
Will, did you do the angelic halo earlier?
Yeah, I did. I don't know why it disappeared.
Don't worry, stay back. I'm nearly full now. And then, I guess I should have. Well, we know what's going to happen next. Is I will attempt to. Oh, let me actually see if I get a higher D10 roll. Yeah, I do. Okay. Oh,
Good.
yeah, actually. Cool. Put that on there. And then we will attempt to continue to grapple him. Yes.
You hold this
Unbelievable.
Yes.
It has never been it's never been grappled by anything even its size, and now it's being held back by a tiny human. It is furious.
Oh my god, it's the best.
Jita's had some badass feats during this campaign. One of the ones I always look back fondly is jumping out, throwing someone out of a sinkhole, like a quicksand pit, and then jumping out himself just as easily. This one tops it very, very much so.
Yeah. He doesn't need fire. He got the might of Nard. That's all he needs. That's my turn.
Perfect. Mockery, you are up.
Yes, let me just measure something out real fast. Yep. He's not getting there. Let's see here. So is the range for Demoralize 60 feet or 30 feet?
30 feet.
30, which is weird
Damn.
to me. I feel like you should be able to yell at people from 60 feet away, but what do I know?
Yeah. All my ranged options then are limited to 30 feet.
I
And
guess
I'm
maybe
not
it's a
getting...
little hard to be scary at from 60 feet away.
It's like, yeah, you're too far to hit me. You're too far.
You know, this is an interesting situation. This is one of those situations where I think it's actually better for Mockery to stay in the back line here to help out Belric. So I'm going to set up a action for the aid. And then for my other 2 actions, I would do something with the favor, but we've hit the max.
There's a short bow on the ground, just floating.
Mockery doesn't have any arrows, but he can pick that up for Belric.
Yeah, why not?
Well, I mean, I've got arrows in my quiver. I'm just saying.
What action is it to take arrow?
I'd probably say takes the interact action to just take somebody else's arrow out of their quiver. So that'll take 2 actions. We could definitely do so if you'd like to.
And what's the range?
Or you gotta get Mockery that bow gauntlet. Or gauntlet bow, I forget what it's called.
I do things like this. Damn.
I can help you get a little closer next round when it's my turn. It won't get you all the way there, but it'll help.
I think what Mockery's going to do is he's just going to hold Belric bow for him. He's going to use the aid action here to help Belric hit the dragon turtle to be rolled when most appropriate. And he is going to, for his last action, try and hype up the crowd even more.
You guys are at max.
You can just say he's doing it anyway.
I mean,
like,
yeah.
Just-
Let's do it anyway. So he's going to pump his fist while he's kind of watching this from the sidelines, just like, Gavos, Gavos, Gavos! May I use
You're better off,
diplomacy for this?
Honestly, just better off not rolling.
We have that hero point. What's the chances I roll 2 1s?
Go for it.
35.
Perfect. The crowd, like, it's just the hype is broken the meter as you guys just continue to flex on this dragon turtle who has been held back. It is just near humiliation at the moment. All right, Eric, you are up.
Okay. I'm going to start my turn by commanding animal, and then Red is just going to move down and then use the bird support benefit.
Oh, nice.
And then whenever I strike, it does an additional 1d4
bleed
damage.
2, persistent bleed. All right.
So, what did you give me? You're cutting in and out, Mockery. What do I have on this shot that?
So you've got aid. So Mockery, how are you going to kind of help Belric kind of nail this dragon turtle?
This has to be like a very direct kind of thing, right?
Yeah, you got to be kind of assisting him in a material way. Yeah.
I see. So, could I use athletics just to lift him a little bit out of the water so he gets a better angle?
Ah.
Does Belric allow himself to be lifted?
I kind of like I see Mockery like coming behind me to like grab, and I'm like, first of all, I'm like, ugh. And then I look and I see that it's Mockery, and we've had some beers together. I'm like, fine, just do it. Like, toss me. That's what I'm thinking of right now.
So, Mockery, give us an athletics check to see what type of bonus. Sick. You get a +2 to your roll.
All right. All right. +2. Okay. What?
Is a +2? Oh, the +2's in there. Right?
It's not in there?
It also targeted Red, who had gladiatorial favor +2. Or it
Okay,
should be
I'm
-2
almost
if
up.
yeah.
Because that'd be 25 with the extra +2. Oh, no, that's for gladiatorial. It says favor for +4, so the +2 is in there. Yeah, unfortunately, that will just miss the dragon turtle.
I'm going to use my hero point here.
Fair one to
Yes.
use that on.
Okay. Alright. I need to get back to where I was. Holy cow. +2.
Nice.
Damn.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You guys are already maxed out, but a true nat 20 or a true crit there?
Good grief. Alright. A lot of numbers there.
Nice. The dragon turtle is looking bloodied.
I'm gonna wink at Mockery, and then he'll let me go, and then I'm gonna take shot number 2. That's my hunted shot, and then my third action will be a third shot.
Okay. Oh, well, you
Holy
I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, that last one, because you used your action to move bird for the support thing, right?
But I did a hunted shot on my second action, which is 2.
Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Is that 3 crits?
No, just
Just
Sorry, I saw a lot of green.
2 hits.
It's a lot of green. That's the second one, and this is the third.
You managed to do like a ranged version of the dragon strikes that it's been doing on me. I want to see how it feels about this.
And I hit him 3 times, so that's 3d4 persistent.
Oh, yeah.
Or-
With the bird. How does that all look, dude? With you and Red kind of striking in tandem with this dragon turtle.
I like to think of like
Exactly,
Mockery.
too.
lifting me up like that Kevin Bacon movie, and I'm just like whap, 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 and each one of those shots just hitting it in the perfect positions, and it leaves like some vulnerability for Red to start like hitting him with his talons in a vulnerable spot, and he'll do. I don't know how to roll 3d4.
Oh, so that's persistent. So it'll hit at the start of his turn or end of his turn. Wow.
End of his turn.
It is.
Okay,
He is dazzled though. I forget what that is.
he's
Oh, I
dazzled.
forgot about that. Yeah.
Hold on. Did I miss something? Why is he dazzled?
The bird.
Bird support action.
Oh.
Yeah, so it'll affect him when he tries to target other people.
Yeah,
There's a flat
so
check.
Your eyes are overstimulated, or your vision is swimming. If vision is your only precise sense, all creatures and objects are concealed from you. So you see like Red as like Belric is shooting at it, like pecking at its eyes, blocking its face with its feathers. This dragon turtle is beleaguered.
That was I just need to say that was the most effective turn that I've had in my Pathfinder and D&D days. So I'm just like, Jeet, I'm good, dude. That was it.
We're doing it. It's
I
happening.
think
We're doing it.
Belric, I think you have officially surpassed the one archer we had in the original Kazuya game.
Oh, see it? Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
NPC that could. The NPC. Oh, the dragon turtle is up. It is being grappled by a human. It's bleeding from pecks and arrows from Belric. It is bloodied up, angry and confused. This shouldn't be possible for it. And it is just like,
Okay.
I am an emissary of why I am a dragon turtle. You mortals better back off. God, is it gonna burn this? Oh. No, it's not gonna burn it. Yeah, so it like you see it like kind of rear its head back. So you see the water start to churn, but it's gonna hold off. It's gonna hope it can bring down this human and stop and free itself from being grappled.
Oh my God, I love it.
All right, it is going to snap with its jaws, strike with its claws.
Damn.
Fair. Very fair. The good thing is because escape has the attack action. You know, now if it tries to escape, it's going to be rough. Sorry, the attack tag.
All right, 20 on the first. Oh, where'd that claw go? 17 on the second. Yeah, it's gonna use that third action. It is going to try and break itself out. Oh, where is that for NPCs? Well, -10 from this just to keep it easy. Oh, actually, I can just put a -10 modifier.
That succeeds, yeah. Yep.
Oh, no, it did math wrong, but I think it will still. Oh, because what's it going up against? What's your DC?
So right now it's 24. Is the
it'll
fortitude?
Oh, because yeah, it add like a +10, a -10 +1 for some reason.
Oh.
You got minusing the 10. So yeah, you are good. You see it struggle trying to throw you off, but it's bleeding, it's hurt, and it is not able to effectively do it. And it is going, and that's the end of its turn. It's gonna take some bleed damage.
I just gotta say, Jeep, goddamn, you have actually held back the torrent of this thing.
We got to get you a bigger backpack if you're going to keep carrying the team like this.
Yeah.
All right.
The environment is up.
Oh, dang.
So you see the waters begin to churn and bubble, and you feel, well, for everybody that's in the water, so Red, Jeet, and Will, you guys are safe from this. But you start to feel the water pull at you, trying to grip you in Y's own embrace and pull you down into the depths of the water. Outside of those I just named, everybody else give me a reflex saving throw.
Sorry, was Jeep among them?
Jeets, you're hanging on its back, so you're good.
Yeah.
And should I roll or?
Oh yeah, you as well, yeah.
Okay.
And Bauer too. Unless you're not in the area at all, right?
Has Hyena already been teleported out of here?
Oh yeah, I should have mentioned that. Yeah, Hyena's gone.
He's just been at the bottom of the arena. Poor Hyena.
Poor Hyena. Oh, sweet. So, Mockery, you are pulled 10 feet, but luckily still hanging on to the edge of that arena. Belric will get his roll in a second. Wisteria crits the seeds unmoved as this water churns and tries to pull you down into its depths. You resist it, and the others in the air can just look on from above as they go through. And Will, you are up.
All right. Mockery, would you like a free stride? Or are you
Yes.
going to stay where you are? All right.
If Mockery can get to this thing and start swinging, he would enjoy that.
All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is cast a focus spell message from my psychic archetype. So I'm just sending you a message, which, I mean, you could hear me if I wanted to speak to you normally. But this focus spell version of it, like the amped version, lets you get a free stride as a reaction.
Ah, heck yeah.
So that's my last focus point, but absolutely worth it in my opinion. So you just hear in your head, just move, and you do.
Here we go. And thus Mockery will start swimming.
Sick.
God, that's got to be a wild thing to watch. Just an absolutely massive hyena man. Just. All right. And then my second thing that I'm going to do is I am going to cast Heal 2 actions on Jeet. Let's see. Yeah, let's do this level.
Thank you.
And
Sorry. David Hasselhoff gift got posted in the Discord.
oh god. Incredible. So you're gonna get a bunch of healing, and I think it should automatically apply all the cool benefits and stuff. I do not want to get close enough for the Halo, unfortunately. I'm scared.
Makes sense. It didn't apply the sorcerer thing.
Oh, it
so I'll
didn't?
just do
Yeah, it hasn't been doing that at all this session for me. I don't know what I broke, but it's fine.
No worries. It's 2 more, or
That is a second rank, so yes.
yeah, 2 more. Perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
And then I get a free step whenever I cast a heal or angelic halo or angelic wing, like any of my sorcerer angelic spells. I get a free step. So I'm just gonna move 1 square to the west, just in case some AoE nonsense happens. And that's my turn.
All right. Wisteria, you're up.
All right, I will take my first action to finish reloading, and then I will free action devise a stratagem. I think that hit before, although I think they were like frightened and stuff. We're gonna take a shot with that. He's still grappled, yeah.
You grappled.
Nice. So we'll throw damage. And then I'll take a second shot. Cool. Keep that again. Yeah, I imagine it's just like biting at Jeet and twisting around trying to get. I'm like, Jeet, hold it still, and then I finally see an opening and get the 2 shots there.
The dragon turtle is looking rough. And Jeet, you are up.
Okay. I should open with, reestablishing the grab, but Jeet gets a little cocky. We tried breathe fire spell, didn't work. Let's try same thing using different words. My once a day breath of dragon ability that I got.
How many of these do you have? This is crazy.
I've stepped up. This was from the Narquest, the downtime effect. So we will do a 30-foot cone again, just like straight to its face. As we try and get it to make that same save, just do the roll. If it's a success, oh, thank goodness. Take that. I think halved in water. I'll leave that up to you, but still, I'm happy.
It is 5 resistance to fire from the water. So that would have reduced it to 19. But luckily, that's still enough to bring it down. How do you end
Oh my goodness!
The top of his head's not underwater.
Okay. She's like, okay,
Show
stop
him the
looking in
true
water.
dragon.
Water can't break fire. And then as it's twisting and trying to escape, there's this one moment where it just like turns and all of the places where the arrows have created bleeding gashes, where it's all just open. That's when Jeet just like very suddenly just sears it right in, and the fire just goes right into all of that flame, and it just hurts it way too badly, and it has to give up.
You see it just burning through the dragon turtle. You do see, after a moment of some of its cries and pains, for those looking at Kosir or those just hearing, you hear a snap. You see the dragon turtle disappear. You see the water begin to lower, and you hear the crowd through all of this just going wild, shouting out the gavels of Evisara, and you hear Kosir go, "Well, I'd like to say that one was close, but the Gavels really ran away with it. The winner of this last match is the Gavels of Evisara. Give it up for them, crowd." And you hear the crowd just shaking, just going crazy as you guys have triumphed over the dragon turtle, along with 3 brine sharks, an extreme level threat. It happened pretty well. That grapple. Ace that.
I vote for Jeet to be considered the MVP of that match right there.
It's crazy.
You hear the crowd going wild for you guys, and we are going to take a quick 5-minute break. We'll come back, get the second half of the session in, and kind of see what happens next. So everybody joins back at 8:58, and we'll get into the next part. Welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of session 3 of season 2 of Pandemonium. The group has just, first off, earned a shit ton of gold by beating the round 2 of Kosir's Fight for Peace tournament. You guys, at the end of the tournament, at this point, will be paid out 2,000 gold pieces. So you guys will have some coin to spend, depending on kind of what you guys want to spend it on. But you guys, after hearing kind of the cheers of the crowd, you were led back down to the kind of your own little like locker room, waiting room that you've been in between fights before, for a chance to patch up before kind of joining the sands and seeing the other victors for the day, and getting a chance to hear Kosir and some of the other faction leaders speak. But before we do that, with this fight too, was a chance to expand the Gavels faction, because your faction members are out there recruiting hard for the crew. So same thing as last time. You guys will need 2 out of the 3 successes from any of the 6 Gavel members you can pick for how you all want to recruit new members. With that as well, since you guys ended with favor 4, again, you get a +4 circumstance roll, a bonus to your roll for these as well. So any 3 Gavel members, just as a refresher, 2 Olston and Beshnik had set up a little recruiting booth, utilizing some of the skills of the other Gavels to bring people to them and recruit them to the crew. With the faction now, I got to look up what rank you all are, but with getting 4 last time, you guys are at 10 faction members. So, what do you all do? Instead, you guys could use any of the 6 named faction members. The new ones right now, unless there is a concept somebody really wants to include in there, they're going to be a little bit more nameless red shirts that support the crew.
What was the name of our chef again? It escapes me right now.
Boro.
Ken Boro, with his cooking, bring people in. Just showing the quality of life you'd have by joining up with Gavels, the kind of feast you'd be sustained by. The recipes he may have stolen from the Burning Dragon Monastery.
Snacks will pull people in and gets people's attention.
I'll say he definitely did learn the mochi recipe before leaving. Sweet. Give me a roll for Boro, and remember for these ones we use on level DC for their rolls. What's on? Is there a -1 on level? For this, we're gonna make Boro an elite, put him up to 1. So roll for Boro. I'm not sure if and roll his cooking lore against the level 1 DC, which I forgot what that is. It's been so long. I think it's 14.
Let me get this real fast. So his cooking lore. And then we add a modifier of 4 from our favor. And we roll.
And while you're rolling out, what is he cooking up?
Nothing good.
If you wanted to, you could use your own personal hero point. Otherwise, you can definitely let that stand.
Do I have a hero point left?
Oh, no, you probably don't because you use... yeah, probably not.
All
I
right.
think you use hero points.
Do we have any like party storage hero point we want to burn for that one right there?
I don't think so.
I don't remember.
Sea urchins aren't popular in this part of the Lateria.
No,
You know they're cooking up all of Mockery's favorite with the sea urchins and some of the other exotic, we'll call it, undersea life found within the River Rhea and around the seas, but unfortunately just not really drawing the crowd as much as one would hope. So unfortunately you got one
what you
failure.
mean is the crowd has poor taste.
That's what Boro is like. He's not even disheartened. He is just looking like no culinary skills.
You Philistines.
I think Marcin immediately after that is going to be going across the streets singing the tale of Jeet.
Nice.
Preaching about the priest that is grappling dragon turtles, and he's creating lore and songs, and he's singing to anyone that will listen.
Perfect. Give us a performance check for Marcin +4.
Okay. Right. Having trouble.
Oh, no worries.
Add 3 to this.
Nice. He easily clears it. He is singing his heart out, telling how Jeet was able to hold on to the back of the beast and burn the servant of water with fire. and he just like puts a little theatrical spin on it. But he even ends the song with somehow. But you definitely get people around singing and clapping along with them. You've got one success out of the 2 needed, 1 check left. Who wants to take it from one of the NPCs?
So while Marcin is singing the praises of Jeet around the streets and the populated areas around the arena, Elise is going to go to some of the seedier joints looking for tough people who aren't afraid to get in a fight and start challenging people to arm wrestling matches with the promise that if they can beat her, they get to go up against Jeet, the legendary dragon turtle wrangler. Not consulting Jeet at all. Just start promising people that there's a challenge ahead. So I'm gonna throw down her athletics.
Perfect.
She's about to dislocate some people's shoulders.
What's more likely is Jeet will just redirect them to mockery.
Elisa, that's with the +4 favor. Elisa's level 3. Is that on level? That just misses.
I'll spend one of my hero points on that.
Perfect. And do you have hero points without including your bonus ones from the thing?
Correct. I only use the bonus ones during the fight.
Sweet.
There we go.
Solid. It looked like Elisa was struggling for a bit. Like you kind of see her arm like just quaking before she slams it down, and you hear a cheer go through for the gavels of Evasara, and you do see people lining up in front of Beshnik and Ostin looking to join up with the crew. So somebody who hasn't rolled yet, roll me a d4.
All right, I got that.
You see Ostin and Beshnit kind of going through, finding 3 worthy of joining the Gavel's ranks, and that puts you guys up to 13 members within the faction as you guys have gone through another successful round. And we're going to go, you kind of see you as you fades back from the Gavels of the followers, going through, spreading the good word of the Gavels, the crew that will go and try to bring Mott's balance to the people of Kazia. We're going to go back to the crew itself. You guys are in your locker room. You've just, you're in far better shape than you were after the last fight, but you have just triumphed over your second round within the tournament. Is there anything that you guys want to do at this moment?
Mockery will, sorry, still chewing. I thought I was done. Mockery will call the group to a group huddle, just to quickly bring up. I believe this right here is our opportunity to perhaps speak to General Thrax and find some kind of deal.
Yes, we have proven ourselves well today. People are talking of us, and this may not be the case tomorrow. So strike while the iron is hot. I will send our bard. I will send our bard over to my mother's tent. Yeah, Marcin, and see if he can deliver the message that we desire a meeting between her and then. What do you think? Should we try to send a message directly to Thrax? Thrax is not here. Yes. Is Arx here? Does anyone know?
So you all would know. Thrax, all of the rulers are there. So Thrax, Prince of Terza, Supreme Chancellor, all have made their way to the Sands to attend Kosir's games. And you would also know too, in kind of the intermission or the end of ceremony for today, will include the faction speaking directly to the people.
Okay. Yes. So my mother and Arx, I think those are the two movers and shakers, and then if we get the idea of an alliance implanted in the two of them and get communication channels going there could be hope for the future. So we should do that. Yes, tonight, unless anyone has other ideas.
I do want to bring up, I believe it's very important that I am not there. My reputation, you see, you all already understand. And while my tongue is sharp, that will only serve a hindrance here.
You know what, Mockery? It's big of you to acknowledge that.
I appreciate
Thank
your.
you all very much.
I appreciate your sacrifice, again, given that I know how much it is you would desire to be in such an important meeting.
And Margaret would give a very solemn nod to that.
I will focus on our followers then. Try and throw my weight and produce more cards to give out. Do all I can for the gavels, even if I cannot be there with you.
All right. Okay. Yes. So then I will have Marson go to Arts and Jeet's mother Haruna separately, and then deliver like individual messages that the Gavel's desire to speak on the like political matter without telling them that the other person is going to be there. Be like, hey, please attend this important meeting where Gavel and others might be there. We'll be there.
Perfect. You can definitely get the message off to Marzen. But before you guys kind of make your way back up to the sands for the closing ceremonies, you do hear kind of a polite knock on the door. Definitely kind of like a loud enough to be heard, but definitely soft enough not to be intrusive.
All right. I'll answer it.
You see on the other side of the door, this man with kind of like brownish tan skin, wearing a silver toga, hair already gone gray with age, but you do see a beaming smile upon his face as he kind of gives a theatrical bow and goes, "Gavels of the Visara, well met today. I saw you struggle on the sands and the waters themselves. You all are fairly formidable. Oh, I'm being rude. My name is Pericles Veno. A pleasure to be in your acquaintance."
But will bow in turn and say, "The pleasure is ours. To what do I owe the meet?"
Well, I am a vaunted diplomat of Phesia, and I just saw this match you all had against a dragon turtle, a creature of one of our own storm gods. And you bested that creature. Hell, what if you wrestled the creature? And I wanted to be the first to see what's next for the Gavels. My home country's had some troubles, but I wanted to ask you first and be the first to put that question to you and maybe pour a little honey in your ear.
I appreciate that you think of us for that kind of thing. Unfortunately, our schedule is booked for the foreseeable future. There are very pressing matters, I'm sure you've heard, going on here in Eteria that we have committed ourselves to assisting with.
But
we will
Belric,
keep in mind.
Belric would kind of uncharacteristically kind of like get up and be like, whoa. This is Phesia. I think we should at least hear the man out. After all, this is where Bear is from, and he would go back and kind of nod at the wounded bear.
That's where Bear is from?
Yeah, he's a Bruin of Phesia.
All right. Will would like acknowledge Belric. I suppose it's that's you're right about that. We should at least hear what is troubling this man. For all I know, it could even be more important than what's going on here in Eteria. For all I know.
And Bear does like honey.
Far be it, I should have brought actual honey, especially for a native from my own home. But I don't want to dictate your schedule. I just want to tell you a tale of my people. Though it is not the same as when you last were on Thessia's shores. Braca, the despot from Taish, with his brood of Taishera's monsters, they have been attacking our republic, attacking our very people. Death, slaughter. They've taken Kata. They've taken a whole city-state from us. And I don't mean to speak ill. While the crowd loves you and you all put on quite a show, from what I've heard, the Etarians don't love you. Infernal worshippers, flip-floppers. I've heard untrue and unworthy tales of you, definitely by those of your enemies. But I give you a chance for a clean fight. Thessia, well, we are known for our politics. In this, we all are united. Braca must go, and Kata must be retaken. We are offering out titles, land, rewards for those who would sign up and be a part of those chosen champions who will go out and fight the monstrous giants and creatures of Taishera. And we would like you to be one, especially seeing how you handled that dragon turtles just so expertly, if I may say it once again.
Belric would kind of like. I imagine him like kind of like slowly going towards Wisteria, and like once we start hearing about some of the rewards, like pushing her in the back towards like what sort of that's. Yeah, I'll just kind of push her forward after that.
Well, if we're even to begin discussion of any sort of arrangements, I'll need all the rewards spelled out in writing with specifics. But I will say, Thessia is a fascinating place, and the opportunity to visit it is not unwelcome. We've recently been toying with democracy in our own order, and I think we could learn some things from your government, especially how it deals with chaotic situations like the one it's in now. But as Will said, we do have some arrangements here in Eteria, not to mention the rest of this tournament. And I think how that turns out will play a pretty big impact on our plans going forward. There's a lot of factors in play here. But like I said, get me those lists of potential rewards in writing, and that'll allow us to make an educated decision on what path the gavel will take. But we do appreciate this offer you provided us. And even should the reward be satisfying enough to go sooner, or should we wrap up our business here in Eteria, we'll certainly be in touch.
Oh, and of course, I would never draw you away from those crowds. Those crowds love you. Far be it from me to remove you from that. We would never make you leave before the tournament. You could hopefully earn even further success, further acclaim, before helping out the people of Thessia. And the rewards, they vary. We've given titles to some, offers of land in Kata when it's retaken to others. What do the gavels need? Gold for some, if gold is what suits you. We wish for those who can fight to fight with us, to fight for the people, as you said, the democracy. The only democracy in Kazia where those who should lead can vote.
Shit.
Yeah.
Certainly, if we're
I did not say that out loud. That's out of character. Uh-oh. I got kicked out of the game. Did anybody else get kicked out of the game?
Nope.
Okay, probably just me then.
Certainly, if we're going to be fighting many battles across the islands of Thessia, we'll need a method of transportation across the waterways. So that's something that I think that many of us are interested in.
a ship. Fessia, and you kind of see him straightens up a little bit, kind of pulling on his toga. Fessia builds the finest ships in all of Kazia, the best you'll ever see. And if you would sign on with us, at least to the retaking of Kata, and we'd have to put that in contract. You have to, legalese. But if you would sign that contract to help us retake Kata, we would give you your own ship that you could take with you as soon as the island is retaken, and we allow you use of it during the engagement. Says Petrocles.
When he says the finest ships in Kazia, is that just some homeland patriotism speaking, or is that something that that reputation is something we'd be familiar with?
Give me a recall knowledge check.
All right.
Damn. I'm thinking back to some things. I ain't saying nothing.
Nice. So you'd know it's true-ish. They're one of the best ship makers. They are regarded as their ships are some of the finest. It can also be a little bit of a toss-up between them and Dose. It kind of depends on what you like better. Do you like plain utility? Just it functions, it sails, it looks like it sails? Or do you like Fessia, where they put ornate flourishes upon it, designed, intricate painting, and sails really well? But it definitely they put a lot of form into the function. But
yeah, I mean, I'll make
two.
a comment about personally, I have a preference for the effectiveness and hardiness of Doshin ships. But certainly, we don't have any people from Dozin offering us ships at the moment. And just kind of gauge his reaction to that.
You see, he's got this politician smile on. He goes, "Well, if you like to sail around in a brick, far be it from me." and no offense to you, Bellic, I know those are your people. But
You'd get a stern. There'd be a stern look that kind of goes across Belric's face after that. Like, all right, like we know how to craft.
You guys even no offense, but you spent time in Festa. You've seen our glorious ships. I know Bear would probably prefer to be on a fine Fessian craft than the esteemed, if not artistic, ships of the dwarfs.
Bear and Belric glare at each other.
If we're gonna get a pretty Fessian ship, I would hope that we could at least get it customized to look the way we desire.
Of course, it may take a little bit of time to get the paint exactly right, but if you guys agree and come along with us, we can make sure that it speaks to the Gavels in your own panache.
So I have a question. And Mockery's, he's been sitting down this whole time, kind of head down, but watching. I imagine kind of blocked a little bit by a couple other members of the Gavel. He's yet to really make a move or say anything to any of this. But I want to know. And I imagine it's quite negative, but Facia's relation to the Reavers and the Black Tusks.
So, for the Reavers, you no need to roll. Both, for anybody that's familiar with the orcs would know that really nobody likes the Reavers. They don't have friends. Taish Reborn is probably their closest alliance, and that's like fraught. Basically, I mean, they can't stand the Reavers. Black Tusk, you'll need to roll lore for.
Really? Even though Mockery has been there before?
Do you have Black Tusk lore?
He does not have Black Tusk lore, unfortunately. Would by chance Infernal God lore be fitting, since that is the island claimed by Rog?
Fortunately not for this one. But give me a recall knowledge check.
All right, then. Allow me to hit the recall knowledge macro. Here we are.
Nice. So Mockery would know. Vessian has like an interesting relationship with the Black Tusk. Because the Black Tusk are kind of in this weird spot where they're part of Messia when they want to be, they're not part of Messia when they don't want to be. And that changes by their will. A lot of times they do, for gold or for glory, hire themselves out to other nations. And they've done a lot of work for Fascia on both sides. Sometimes they fought against Fascia, sometimes they fought with Fascia. Just kind of depends on where the contract comes and kind of where their whims go, and where kind of the battle lust will take them.
That's a very good.
Beloved, but it's not uncommon to see them fighting under Fascia's banner if they've got enough gold behind it.
So this is when Mockery would rise, and I can only see it as menacing as when he rises, he just stands to his full height, sword slung over his shoulder like he's holding it, and he'll give a smile as he, like from behind, he kind of towers over a lot of the gavels. He'll say,
Would there be any apprehension to us, perhaps, swinging by the Black Tusk Isles for some additional aid?
You see him go, we wouldn't want you to stay long, but as long as you have our contract signed, you are more than welcome to take a pit stop there before joining the fight for Kata.
Mockery would nod, and he'd think for a moment.
Do you have copies of these contracts we can look over in great detail before we sign anything? Just for our own consideration.
But of course, I'll need to work with my team to add in that you all wished for a ship. But you do see him kind of hand out this paperwork that goes fairly simple. The ship, you'll be able full use of it. It will not be yours until Kata is taken. This will be a blood contract. I'm sure, Wisteria, your time in Mokulin, you are familiar with these. As long as you all hold up your end and retake Kata, or at least fight with your lives for Kata, if you make it out alive, you will keep the ship, and we will be square. If you do violate our contract, do not join the fight for Kata, try to steal our ship before Kata has been retaken, it is a blood contract. Fortunately, you will lose your lives. But you all are noble sorts. I don't think that will come into play.
Neither would I. But another thing crosses my mind. May I ask if the contract can be modified, if both parties are consenting and willing, to add additions as time goes forward, dependent on the situation and how that shapes out?
Of course. Because I said, taking Kata is just our first step. The ship is just predicated on taking our city-state back. We want Bracca's head. That monstrous son of a whore needs to die. If you take Kata back for us, we can add more titles, more honor, more gold, whatever floats your boat, as it were.
Mockery would look to Wisteria.
Well, you certainly piqued our interest. I think some discussion among our group is at hand, and we'll have our response to you as soon as we are able to.
Oh, but of course, you don't have to decide today, but think it over, talk amongst yourselves, and once again, good fight. You all, that first fight, I thought you were going to be out of the tournament, but you all turned it around, and then you just stopped that poor dragon turtle. Be careful on the seas. Hopefully you didn't offend the goddess, but you all knocked it down. I will bid you adieu, but it was great making your acquaintance. It's great to be able to bask in your glory, at least for a moment. And I hope to see you in the fight for Kata. You guys see him swish his toga, and he starts to walk out.
Give my regards to the Bruins of Fessia.
You see, he kind of looks back and smiles. He goes, "I will send them your regards. They have been hunting well with all these monsters on the mainland." Then he goes, "Oh, hopefully we see you amongst them once again." He does give a short bow, and he makes his way out.
Once he's out, Mockery's going to turn to the rest of the gals, and he'll look with almost like a sparkle in his eye and say,
This is a great opportunity. The chance to hunt and fight monsters for the glory of the Gavels, for the glory of our gods, to forge our legends. He offered land, titles, gold, glory, a ship, which would be only the first step because
he does look to Wisteria like,
Thessian ships. They are great, but not my personal preference either. This is great, and Kata is but a stone's throw away from the Black Tusk Isles, and if I'm not mistaken in my geography, some territory of the Reavers. The Black Tusks can be hired. My sway with them is little, save for the promise I've made. So I can't promise anything to you, but other from the fact that if we hire Black Tusk mercenaries, they'll fight like hell.
Mockery, I'm gonna let you use the same society check you rolled earlier. One thing, there's definitely a chance if you guys wanted to try to hire some Black Tusk, but you do know the Tsar of Messia, Tsar Graven, is stepping down. There's a choosing brewing. The Great Clash, where the Messian clans fight for supremacy and fight to see who will be the new Great Tsar. The Black Tusk usually take part in that, being part of Messia. If they win, if they lose, they're Black Tusk Island again.
Quick out of character question: do we know what kinds of monsters are a serious problem over there?
Messia, Bessia is pretty much like, think Australia on steroids. The mother of monsters used to kind of the back thousands of years ago, as well as 1,000 years ago when she was brought back. That was her home. So like she bred and made all of these crazy monsters that lived in the now islands once continent of Bessia. So it is filled with all types of beasties. Usually they can hold them off. But with Taish Reborn coming onto the scene and the giants organizing not only themselves but the monsters, they've been a true fighting force, and it's pretty pushing Bessie to the edge.
Okay.
I gotta point out just one thing. Back in the previous campaign, we just completely ignored her. The mother of monsters. We never touched that space. Not once.
We stayed away. We're like, those big fucking monsters. We're not going there.
She can put a crown right on the map to Bestia, and we went, no. I don't think we will.
She was all there for about like a year in campaign or out of campaign time, like at least 6 months in campaign time.
Well, now we have two people who have monsters of their own.
Air is so offended when you say that.
Companion.
Hey,
wild,
not a
powerful animal. Look, so I will say that for the ability to get a mobile base of sorts, a ship, this is quite an honorable opportunity, finally. Something that I would feel good about. Now, the Black Tusks, certainly while working for the Arbiters, and then he's looking over to Wisteria, we didn't have stellar reports on that group, and our own funds may not be able to whatever their costs are, but if you are saying that they're a powerful fighting force, then perhaps the Thessians could be convinced to pay up to them, perhaps.
This is where Mockery would give the information that the class of Messia is happening, so the price might be even a little bit higher right now.
Well, then perhaps, and he's feeling so relieved saying this, perhaps we should just focus on our attempts to help save Kata and retake Kata. Yes, this very much aligns with Nara's principles. We should do
Yes.
this.
Regardless, before or after we take this land, I do want to go to the Black Tusk Isles. I have a promise to fulfill. A name to take.
Maybe we could help the Black Tusks in the Great Clash, and if things turn in their favor, as repayment, they'd be willing to help us with Kata. Looking over this contract, as far as I can tell, that would fall within the bounds of working towards freeing Kata. So, as long as that's our end goal, I think the blood contract will hold.
Listen, I mean,
Even Mockery gets a little nervous at that one.
yeah, that's there's a lot going on there. I mean, Belric would kind of like glare and he'd be like, the Black Tusk are led by Rog, infernal god, and like I would rather stay far away from them. While I have allegiance to Fessia in some regard, listen, like this is the part of fame. You know, you got someone who's grappling dragons in front of a bunch of people. They're gonna want us, you guys, and I think keep the eye on the prize. Continue down this tournament. Continue working through what we've got in Eteria, and these offers will continue to come, and we may be able to get a ship at a better price, and we may be able to leverage that better price for something with Kata.
And as much as I'd like to see my mother again, I don't think parlaying with the Reavers at this time would be beneficial.
Oh, new information.
All right, so I personally
I just want to point out the possibility of an infernal dragon turtle.
That would pique Balric's interest, but
not Jeet. Jeet is like, wait, so it would be completely immune to fire?
And a lot bigger, like village size.
Look, gee, grappling that turtle was impressive, but you should meet Mogtheron. You wouldn't stand a chance against him.
Then perhaps I shouldn't.
I was born on his back.
Listen, y'all. I do love this idea of going to Kata, assisting with whatever they're dealing with over there. On one hand, would finally feel good about what we're doing, like Jeet mentioned. As far as I've been eternally frustrated by the things we've been forced to do in getting ourselves entangled in the politics here in Eteria. I do still, as much as I would love to leave and go handle that, like do something that's a lot simpler, more straightforward, less fraught with politics and have the backing of the nation behind us for once. But I do feel a bit of apprehension about just leaving Eteria to its fate, because we did sort of, align ourselves here to get something done at the very least. We might not be able to solve all of Eteria's problems, but I thought that at the very least we could return the Emperor to them.
So, okay, so two things. One is that I believe that despite our best efforts, we will not be able to actually broker an alliance by the end of this festival. So we may not have a choice in that. We will have to leave at some point.
Oh.
But that does not mean that we have given up on the Emperor. There are 3 pieces of the Emperor's souls. One of them is in Fessia, one is in Mechis, one is in Dosa.
One's in Messia.
Sorry, Messia. Okay, let me.
So Messia, Mechis, and Dosa.
Oh, I mislabeled that. Never mind. So just being outside of Eteria may give us opportunities to do. I know there's no soul in Fessia, Fessia, but just being outside of Eteria may give us opportunities, especially with a ship, to go to those places and collect the pieces.
You know what? To be quite honest with you, Jeet, I thought you would be the one least willing to leave Eteria, but if you're on board with it, I think I might be as well. I must admit a little bit of my own selfishness. I was hoping to go to Mechis, and y'all know why, but I think Blessing can take care of herself, I think, for the most. She seemed to be handling herself quite well in the vision I saw, but I am worried. Still, I do agree that this mission in Kata does sound very promising and like something I could feel good about doing for once, rather than the whole mess we've gotten ourselves into here.
Yes, I would say, before I conversed with Nar, I would have felt differently about leaving Eteria, but now the world and the opportunities are far more open. So to me, this looks like opportunities aligning. First, we get a ship, which can take us to Messia, Dosa, and other places. Then we go to Messia. We catch up with your frenemy, your acquaintance, Blessing.
Ex-fiance, I believe.
Ex-fiance.
Technically, I believe we are actually still married.
Your wife, Blessing.
He seemed to be ex-wife.
Well, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Wisteria, you were going to say something. He's married.
Wisteria pulls out one of her notebooks and actually turns to one of the front pages and shows there's like a checklist, and it's got attend the fight for peace with like a check, and then like sub-tasks of win each battle, and the first 2 are checked and the remaining 3 are not checked, and then there's find pieces of the Emperor's soul with 3 of them. And she's like, nothing is more distracting or unnerving to me than having an item on the to-do list not being worked towards and with no plan to achieve. But also there's just so much going on in the world that could use the Gavel's help in one way or another. It's utter pandemonium. But I mean, we have a system. We can take a vote. We can also wait until after the tournament and see that, because that's when the ultimatum is for whether we can stay in Eteria or not, and that'll make the decision easy if we fail in allying Thrax and Aterza. But if we do succeed in that, then it'll be a more difficult decision, and maybe we vote at that point.
Here.
I agree. By the time we win this tournament, we're gonna have there's gonna be every nation's gonna want us.
Then we can just see who's willing to offer us the most and reap the reward.
I do honestly find that thought a little bit terrifying.
All right. Well, let us break for some meals, and then we'll get prepared for the meeting tonight.
Perfect. So you guys are, after the conversations ended, summoned to go to the closing ceremonies for today's games. Brought out to the sands. You see 3 other teams standing on the sands. Some smiling and waving, others battered and bruised, and you recognize all 3 of them.
The purple and silver, they're there. Yeah.
You see the people with the purple and silver robes with the silver circlets and the glowing violet coin on their backs, and you see they are damn near stoically standing. Like they're like pretty much like same posture, same pose, same everything, just kind of standing on the sands. Like, they look battered and bruised, but like nothing too crazy. You see next to them the Adamantium Renegades, brought to you by Velnu. You see the enormous blue purple giant towering over the crowd of his peers, and he's clapping and shouting back at the crowd. You see next to him the Black Tusk Orc, a little cut up and bruised, but he is smiling. He's got a beer in his hand. You see next to them, kind of just sitting in the sand and just kind of playing with a bit of like a magic spark. You see this wild wood elf. You see kind of like flying up above, kind of right near the giant. You see this human with this wild white shock of hair, kind of like moving his hands, and you see the winds blowing with him. And you see kind of like almost studiously, very uncomfortable underneath like kind of this crowd's attention. You see this little gnome kind of very close to the giant's leg, staff in hand, glasses on, and he is just kind of like trying to make himself as small as possible against his giant comrade, as you see kind of the Adamantium rogue soaking up the adoration. But next to them, and you see like they're getting into it. You see Squad 7. They're looking, at least Barrick is looking pretty pristine. His armor is shining. He is riding Coco, his horse, around the arena, soaking up the cheers. Definitely making the horse prance and jump to get the crowd excited. And you see just all of them cheering, and the cheers even go higher once you all come out to the sands. And you see Kosir appear in the middle of them with like a golden bolt. And he goes, "Well met, laddies. These four, the Gavels of Osara, the Adamantium Renegades," and you kind of see him look over into the stands, and he pauses for a moment, and then he just shifts he clearly stops before saying "brought to you by Velnu," before shifting over to the Squad 7. He goes, "Squad 7 of the Arbiters, brought to you by the High Arbiter himself. And then last but not least, the Children of Hera, followers of an old friend, or former friend, the Zexus." And he points to the ones with the violet and silver robes, with the children. Not children of Hera, children of Mialo. As he points to the ones with the violet and silver robes. And you see, he goes, "These are our semi-finalists. These are the lads that are going to be mixing it up in 2 days, going head-to-head, seeing if they can bring home the championship in our fight for peace. Everyone, give it up for all of our champions." And as this is going on, what do the Gavels do? Do you guys do anything crazy, or what are you all doing as you got your chance in front of the crowd once again?
I think Will would be doing exactly what I was doing, just respectful clap for the other competitors.
Nothing too showboaty about
Definitely
us.
be eyeing up our competitions as much, try to figure out what their tactics might be, what their skills and potentially weaknesses are, not paying attention to the crowd at all or any of the ceremony.
Was there any opportunity for us to have attended?
Not like soaking it up like this, but I'll have some beers and be, drinking it in, and I might pour a beer into Bear's mouth, and but yeah, nothing too special.
I hear you.
Definitely beers aplenty. Will, what were you saying?
I think something weird might have happened. Was there any opportunity for us to have watched the other matches?
Unfortunately, competitors are kept in the locker rooms below for day one.
Okay.
Mockery would have his swords raised above his head in both hands. I have the power style, as like how he does to dedicate for a fight, just calling out, "Gavus, Gavus, Gavus!"
you see Kosir kind of collapse along with you, providing beers for those who will drink, and you see kind of snapping his fingers, providing drinks to the crowds, and he goes, "That's it. Oh, you drink up. Meet someone new. Talk to someone you haven't seen before. Talk to somebody from a faction you may not be a part of, because this is all about the fight for peace is about. To find that even though they may not agree with your philosophy, they're still people. They drink, they bleed, they live, they die. Just remember that. And join us all tomorrow for my day of games. Corsair Fest, there'll be drinks aplenty, games, and for those who have the sterner stomachs, a chance to earn the highly vaunted, the Sanda calls it the nectar of the gods, my own nectar. My own home invention, my brew that some say even brought me to divinity. You'll get a chance to win Kosir's nectar. So, meet someone new tonight. Come ready to drink and game tomorrow. But before we do that, each of the Tarian factions involved in this civil war did wish to have a moment to speak to the people themselves. We drew straws. The order will be that they get to speak upon. The Loyalists and the Chancellors will speak first, followed by the Imperialists, followed by the 13th Legion and the Thrax.
They had to draw straws?
They had to draw straws. Well, they may be rulers of the nation. Kosir's a god, so he decided that they're drawing straws.
Damn.
But with that, he goes, they will put their vision for Italia to you, the people. I know some of you are from nations far and wide, and not all just Italians. But hear them out, see what they have to say, and let it be known what the people will. And you see with that, he goes, but before we get to that, boy, it's once again for the champions. And you see the crowd kind of clap as you guys are able to make your way off the sands. And we'll get into that one before we wrap up today. So you see the Loyalists are up first. The arena is cleared. The arena is cleared of the champions. The sands are left undisturbed. Kosir goes back up to his viewing box above. And for once, he actually does kind of fully sit down in his chair. Usually he's the being that just is pretty much in motion throughout your whole fight. You notice he kind of was walking around through the crowd, moving about, but this time you see he sits and kind of gives his full attention as it begins. And you see, like, for a while, it is just silence. The sands quiet, no one, nothing upon them, until you gotta first hear somebody cry out, and then you see the shadow deepening across the sky as the Etarian sun is blocked out by something. And you see this enormous golden dragon descend from the sky. Some people cry out in fear. Some people start to try to run to the exits. But you see it's like, not crashes, but it comes down with like a thunderous smash. You see sand disrupted, and you see from this dragon's back 5 beings emerge. 2 of them dressed in the colors, the golden hue of Clan Ater, the rulers of the Clan Aten, the rulers of the city, and you see them descend from the dragon back, and you see in the center of them like this tall but slight built dragonborn, golden scales, probably some of the brightest you've seen before, and you would know from reputation this is Chancellor Praken of Clan Aten. And you see him take to the sands. You see the dragon standing side by side with him, its tail whipping back and forth. And you see Chancellor Praken begin to speak. And you see him kind of like raise his hand to kind of calm the crowd and its rowdiness and all the fear from the dragon. And he goes, "My friends, Atarians, the citizens of Kazia, I, Chancellor Praken, nominated to my post by the hand of the Emperor himself, I've come to speak with you today at the behest of Kosir to speak to the people and let them know we have things in hand. We were told to provide our vision of the future, our vision of what Ateria can be. And I will let you know the vision. Our vision is the Emperor's own vision, the vision that he has worked to for the last 1,000 years. The Empire will be stable. We will maintain our borders. We will continue our excellence, keep our order pristine. We will maintain the glory that we have held for thousands upon thousands of years, as we were the first nation to rise out from the chaos of death coming to Kazia. We are the first, we are the best. And rather than spread through conquest, I know that you are going to hear today one world, one empire, one emperor. That was the Emperor Ter's dream at one time. But I will tell you, he shared his confidence with me, and these 1,000 years have proven what he believes. That is no longer his vision. He wishes for Eteria to be a beacon, to inspire through deeds rather than shield, spear, and magic. But those who, some may be his blood, and others may be ambitious upstarts trying to claim the throne. For those who seek to defy our glorious Emperor's will, and you see him point to the dragon, we have made an alliance. We have strengthened Ateria by sacred oath, binding us to Tanin in the Plain of Dragons. You guys see him give a bow and point to the dragon. You hear this dragon bellow out, Atarians, we now are pledged allies. Those who do not bow down will be burned. And you see he bellows out fire into the air. You see the Chancellor goes, I do not wish to spread blood among my fellow Atarians. I wish to bring our Emperor back and to show him that we have upheld his vision. Get behind us and realize Atea's dream and make our nation once again that shining beacon of order. And you see he kind of does an about face. The dragon holds out a hand to him, and he steps in, and you see the golden dragon fly off, bellowing fire and smoke as he takes off into the sky.
I want to quickly say out of character, that was from the dragon a damn impressive display, but they just did not admit it. It's no longer one emperor, one world anymore.
And
Oh,
also threaten
shit.
everybody? Like, damn, dude, this is a fight for peace.
No, he really just like, yeah, I don't want to shed the Tarian blood. Also, here's my buddy here. You all will burn.
It's peace through nuclear warheads.
An alliance with the Dragons of Tanin is incredible to hear about. I'd only heard of it in legends passed down through my father's bloodline. A dragon called Brakashin, I think it was, said we should always remember him. Don't have any other details than that, but clearly dragons from Tanin must be terrifying.
Yes, the fact that it is a sacred oath and not just our military alliance, that's troubling.
I think I have a new fear.
Yeah. Jesus. Good grief.
Perfect. So you see kind of once again, silence reigns for a moment. And you see, you hear a song you've heard before start to play. Like this bardic, almost rock-like anthem. And you've heard this before. For some, it may take a moment to come back. This is the same music Aterza, High Prince Aterza, flew into the Burning Dragon Monastery with, and you see that like blasting out from like pretty much all corners of the Colosseum, and you see looking up ahead, far smaller shadow, but you see 12 wyverns, kind of just performing like these aerial stunts, kind of swirling like in between each other, just doing these intricate stunts, just flying back forth, up, down, making patterns amongst each other. And you see at one point they even form the symbol of the Imperialists before kind of starting to descend to the sands. At the same time as this, though, what draws your eyes, especially for those who are trained or have skill within religion, you see from all corners, for every entrance onto the stadium stands, you see terracotta soldiers marching out. You see these soldiers of stone marching in impeccable unison. Anybody that has skill in religion or a proficiency level in religion, give me a check. Does not need to be hit.
Let me get that roll.
Yeah, makes sense. Jeet would know that one. Yeah, you guys look through. Actually, pretty much everybody nailed this one. You see these terracotta soldiers. They are one of the divine creatures of Senso, god of warfare and chivalry. Like you saw the satyr for Arapo, or for the satyr Arapo for Kosir. You saw the kind of the beacon from Noticia. Senso's divine creatures are terracotta soldiers. Perfect soldiers who march perfect unison, who fight as one, and you see them flooding into the arena as the High Prince and his Werven unit kind of perform aerial tricks. And you see in the center of them 3 beings. You see, you see your mother. You see her kind of marching a couple steps behind, but still kind of marching out along with them. You see the silver-scaled Lady Akina of Clan Sonoru, but you also see this dragonborn clad in just this fearsome-looking armor. You see just like gold, black, silver lining kind of across it. You see his scales kind of have like this own like blackish hue to them rather than the golds and silvers you've seen so far. And no roll necessary. You guys know this is War Master Akko. Of the former of the Imperial Guard, who you guys saw news probably a couple months ago in Rio time, and a couple weeks ago in Kazuya time, was restored from his coma by Senso, the god of warfare. So you see him on the sands, and eventually you do see High Prince Aterza land his wyvern, but you see kind of stepping up to speak is first Lady Akina, kind of followed almost at the same time by High Prince Aterza, with your mother kind of hanging back behind the two next to War Master Akko. And you see Akina speaks first. She goes, Atarians, you've heard one vision. You've heard blasphemy. The Emperor has never said we've abandoned his dream. One world, one empire, one emperor. That has been our chant since time immemorial. That is our birthright. The gods have bequeathed that to us. We will earn that through blood, tears, and triumph, bringing order to Kazuya as we have striven to do since we have forged our own nation with our own 2 hands. Do not let those so-called loyalists who cling to the little power they have left, who make deals with the honorable dragons that could harm Eteria? No. Put your faith in the gods. Put your faith in Senso. Put your faith in my son. And you see Eteria steps forward and he goes, we will bring order to Eteria once again. We will cleanse the infernal filth that has clouded our nation, brought to you by those who say they serve balance, by those who say they are loyal to Eteria. We will cleanse that from the nation with blood and fire. And once we have brought our glorious nation back to heel, we will spread our order across Khazia, conquering the other nations, bringing them under the glorious banner of our eternal empire, bringing my glorious father back. We will reign eternal. One world, one empire, one emperor. And you see him kind of raise his hands. You see that music kick back up once again. And you see, as he does that, the terracotta soldiers start banging on their shields with their spears. And you hear that clang go out and just ring across. You see Prince Ter kind of holds a hand out to his mother, jumping on a wyvern, and takes back off to the skies as the terracotta soldiers continue beating on their shields and begin to march out. You see the sands clear once again.
This is not turning out to be the kind of creatures that I was expecting.
Okay, so
Those guys sound very dangerous too. Holy!
one of them was like, "Yeah, we just want peace. Here's my buddy. You will burn." As I said before, these guys are just like, "No, we'll burn the world down. One empire, one emperor, one world."
It's all
God.
it's all bluster, and it's so rare to see Jeet be contemptuous. It's all bluster. If the loyalists win, they do nothing with Eteria. Yeah, they lose Nar's favor, and if the imperialists they talk a big game, and they lose. They lost against the dragons. Neither of them have real strength. I
You
mean,
see Mockery go
yeah, go ahead.
You see Mockery go to say something, and clearly by the look in his eyes, it was going to be something about the infernal gods, but he bites his tongue, thinking better of it, and respecting Jeet in this moment, if not saying something that would be absolutely considered blasphemous.
Yeah, I mean, every nation has its bullies that try to take power and promise to conquer the world. You just got to keep an eye on them, and if it seems like they're winning, make sure you're on their side.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Most nations seem to have. I mean, you could go to any nation, and they probably may have a similar talk track, right? I mean, I have dragons.
Difference is, this one is a god by his side and the god of warfare, no less.
Yeah.
And
And
again,
one-
you see Mockery bite his tongue when he says God of Warfare. Because when he thinks of a God of Warfare, he's definitely thinking of someone different. But
They do have slightly different titles. Rogue's the god of war. Senso claims the god of warfare. Kind of the
Yeah.
officer versus soldier feel on that side. But one thing, Mockery, you did point out, it does seem like Senso, especially with the terracotta soldiers joining the Imperialists, does seem like he's upping his blessing, or upping his divine power he's bestowing upon the Imperialists to help in their goals, since they're faithful defeat.
Who is this? The
Less
terracotta
than
soldiers?
Mockery.
Sorry, should I know who they are? Did we just hear about?
Sounds
Oh.
like you might be back.
Am I back now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, for you would if I can't remember how you rolled on the religion check, but if you were proficient in religion and rolled above a 20, you were 20 or above, you would definitely know the terracotta soldiers. They are kind of Senso's divine creatures. They're kind of a sign of his blessing. Just very talented, very precise soldiers that unquestionably follow orders and act in unison. So seeing them kind of, it's definitely them kind of flashing off their divine blessing, kind of filling the stadium with them and marching in.
All right.
Last thing Mockery will add is,
Do we really want General Thrax joining with them?
The idea, I think, was that he might be able to influence them a little bit to be less the way they are, but who knows how successful that'd be.
The idea is that he will temper High Prince of Terz's rash instinct, and that he will be a more precise and capable leader for all of this military strength.
And I think he would. I'm just not sure he would agree to do it.
Thrax does believe in one world, one empire, one emperor as well.
to be fair, in character, Jeet and Mockery have also expressed that they very much like that idea too. Probably thinking of different people, but they like, you know.
And you guys see, especially as the dragons as the dragon filled the arena, as the terracotta soldiers marched in, no sense motive necessary. You see Kosir still looks smile on, still like bright and chipper, but he does look like, I just notice a slight bit of weariness, a bit of tiredness, and a bit of weariness and weariness. As higher power beings enter this fray. But last, and you see, compared to the ostentatiousness of a dragon coming in, or the show, the spark and like the glamorous entrance of the imperialists to the sound of their own tunes and the kind of the march or the flowing wyverns, you see kind of just a soldier's march. You see the 13th Legion make their way onto the sands. Impeccable precision, kind of just doing a military parade march. And you see at the helm, or at the front of this formation, you see General Thrax along with Arcs kind of marching in. And you see at the back of it as well, holding chests, like just several chests. You do see several other soldiers kind of carrying them between them as they march out to the sands. And you see like Thrax like clears his throat, like almost like a grunt clearing his throat. He goes, I will not talk your ear off. I will not talk of these alliances I've made. I will not talk of the deals I have traded. What pieces of Eteria I've given up to bring in those of higher power. I am an Eterian. I'm a servant of the Empire and of the Emperor. I will not bring you peace, as a loyalist will have, and I am not an untamed youth, wet behind the ears, as some are. I am General Thrax of the 13th Legion, nominated to my post by the Emperor himself. I will bring you one world, one empire, one emperor. And you see, he kind of like, he waves his hand, and another one, no sense motive check necessary. You see, he's like a little bit distasteful of this next bit, but you do see Arcs speaks up. And as my friend eloquently said, one world, one empire, one emperor. And with one empire, one world, we, the Etarians, these beacons of order, we will have the spoils. General Thrax fights for the people. While he is noble born, the rank and file, the people on the front lines, the people of Ateria love him. He was the one that helped bring into the threat of the Reclaimers, who aided the Gavel in their attack against the Arisen, who ended these threats while the other children squabbled amongst themselves. He is the one that cares for the people, and as so caring for the people, you see he snaps, and you see those chests that he brought in opens, and you see gold, jewels, and other just treasure within them. Not only did he do those things, but while these two were fighting amongst each other, burning down fellow Aterians, Thrax took to the seas. Thrax went after the pirates who were plaguing not only the Cottons, who were fleeing from the desolation, but preying on Aterian ships and Aterian people. He took down the pirates, along with the Honorable Seventh Squad of the High Arbiters. And with that, he wishes to share their riches with you, share these pirates' ill-gotten gains with the people. And you see, like, Arx throws out the first one, but then the rest of the soldiers begin throwing out gold, coins, captured loot, silver into the crowd of people.
That
I
might
try
be
to
a
like,
bad
catch a few
idea.
pieces.
That might be a bad idea, my dude. You're gonna get some people injured. People are gonna fight over that stuff.
And you see Thrax, like, Thrax, he's not cross. He's like at a military attention. He's solemn at this moment, and he goes, "I did not come here for pomp and pageantry. To take these ill-gotten gains and put them to good use, because we need to build our empire. We need to forge it once again into one, so we can be one empire, so we can go to the world, so we can conquer and spread our order across. Because while Aterza seeks glory and seeks to bring death with his blade, I know death will follow our march, but order will come quickly afterwards. And this I pledge. On my honor as a clan Thanza, as a soldier, as a member of the 13th Legion, I will bring the Emperor back, and I will bring that one world, one empire, one emperor." And you see him kind of like once again kind of turn and then march off with his the soldiers as they finish throwing out the last bit of the treasure out of the arena.
Who else regrets not joining with him? Yeah. There's still a chance. There's still a chance. All I'm saying.
I'm not sure there is.
I don't know. They're all nut jobs.
Oh,
I also agree they're all nut jobs.
politics, baby.
Perfect. Yeah, you see all three of them, and Kosir would just like, you see, like for a moment, he just looks tired before he puts his smile back on, and he goes, "Well, lads, that was something. Yeah. Well, as I said, it's time to meet your neighbors, go talk to someone new. Loyalists, go find an Imperialist. Thraxians, go find a Loyalist. Go find everyone. Go have a drink, talk to these people, and figure out what you can do to avoid all of that. But have a drink."
Oh, sorry. Continue.
Go ahead.
Will's gonna like quietly say to the rest of the group, "I really don't think this whole tournament is gonna turn out the way that Garcia wanted it to."
Unless, not if we have something to say about it.
I mean, they brought us in Conus, Squad 13 together, so let's hope.
The rest of you,
I'll give you a shout out.
the rest of you, I hope your honeyed words can truly sway Thrax, or else it'll be bad news for us and Materia.
But with that, we will end today's session. You've seen kind of what each the three factions is aiming for. The Loyalists, the Imperialists, General Thraxon's own legions. And I've mentioned this before, but I do want to re-emphasize with kind of your political decision so far, bringing a peace is going to be a mountain, or even an alliance between Thrax and the Imperialists. I'm not saying it's an insurmountable mountain, but I do want you guys to know the challenge that comes along with that. But next session, you'll have a chance to kind of do some parlaying with the political powers that be in Khazia. And then probably, depending on how long that goes, we'll either get to do the full or at least kick off the Kosir's Day, which is one of my favorite traditions from the old Khazia game. It may be another session for that one, because I like that being its own session. Because Kosir Day is usually like a light-hearted session where you get to, for those who drink, I encourage you to bring a drink of your own, and you get to go through and play a whole bunch of games and earn Kosir's Nectar for when you are successful in those games. And Kosir's Nectar is pretty legit. It's one that's very rare to be able to get, but it's a long rest and a potion, along with some other additional effects with it as well. So it's a way that you can get your spell slots back, full health, and some other additional effects, which I've got to figure out for Pathfinder now. But it's a fun thing to be able to have and break out if you're able to be successful through Kosir's games. But next session, I think it's going to be a little bit of a political session. And then after that, Kosir's game, we will get into round 3. Since you guys were able to triumph in those first 2 rounds. And actually, one thing you would know too, Kosir would put it up on the kind of on the sky itself, of the matchings for the next fight. You all will be going up against the Adamantium Renegades, brought to you by Velnu. You get a chance to go up against them and see how you can prove your might. Yeah, that's what we'll wrap up today. Everybody join us next week as we get into the political session. And I think we're on a good weekly cadence until the 15th, right? Is everybody good until the 15th of October? Sweet. So yeah, we'll get into that, Kosir Day, and then back into round 3 as the crew tries their might against the tournament with an even new level of throat flow. But yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.